Welcome to the next in our series of demonstrations of Monarch, which allows you to manage governance and compliance. In this demonstration, I'll show you how to manage entities and how to link forms with each other. In a previous video, I showed you our risks entity that you can see here, and I'm now going to show you how you can change the fields that you can see in both the list view and in the form view. If you click on the Manage Entities button at the top, this will give you a list of all of the entities that you have within Monarch. So I'm going to go into our risks entity and click Edit. So you can change everything down from the name of the entity, if you want to change it from risks to maybe risk register, whether it's an active entity or not. The category is where it sits along this menu. So you may want to have a new category rather than it sitting in governance. You might want it to sit within your forms category. The category order will be where in that list it sits. So we've got risks as number 2. As we scroll down, we do have the option in field groups to add sections to your forms. And the bottom half of the screen are our entity fields. So these are the fields that make up the current risk entity. I'll just pick on old reference as an example here. So you have the ability to move the fields in the form up and down. So if you wanted title to be your first field, you simply move it up like that, or move it down. You can copy fields, so you have multiple. You can delete fields if there's one, for example, old reference, if you didn't want that within your form. And I'm just going to go into Edit. So at the field level, you can change the name of the field. This is where the field grouping is where you would define if it sits within a section of a form, if your form did have sections. Show in list will give you the ability to show it in that front screen when you click into risks. It will show that information there. So this one obviously currently isn't in the list view. And then data type, we have a few examples in here, from a standard text box to a rich text box. We've got a date and time field and things such as drop down. So if you had drop down, for example, you add your values in one by one that you want to have in your drop down, and then they will pop in, save your changes, and that will change that one over. Make all the changes that you want to, save it, and then if we go back into the risk entity, you would then see your changes updated in there. Next, I'm going to show you how to link anything to anything within Monarch. So I'll use our risk that we've been working on here, risk 1003. If we click on links here, it will take you to our linked entities screen. In the entity type, you can select what type of entity you're linking it to. So I'm going to link this to one of the conditions of recognition. You search for part of your form that you want to link it to. So I'm just going to search for risk, knowing that there is a section in section A called Identifying Risks. You can click into the form to see that particular condition or that particular form, but you simply add link. It populates it in the link here, and then when I go back to the risks entity, you'll now see that there is a little number 1 in brackets, which means there's one link, and that link will show on both this form, so the risk form, and also in the general condition of recognition that I've linked it to as well. Thank you for watching this short video on managing entities and linking.